Hi, it's Cindy Fodor here, and with Stamp the Love, and it is Make It Monday. So I have some fun things to show you tonight. It's pretty jam-packed, so if you need to go grab a drink or something, or your phone or whatever, because you don't want to miss anything, I promise you. I have some tips to share with you. We're going to do a countdown box tonight. I'm going to run through the holiday catalog as quick as I can, but it's sort of a crafty journey. And I'm going to show you what is carrying over, what's being retired. But I have projects that I've done through the last couple of months to just refresh your memory. And then I have a project to show you. Like I said, it is one that I have, stamps that I have not touched until today. So I hope that you will stick with me. I am going to be giving that project away, so be sure you comment and share. And yeah, I'm just trying to find us here so that I can make sure that we are streaming properly. Where? There it is. Okay. Hi. All right. Hey, Talara. Thanks for joining me. So, anyways, let's start with the countdown. So I think, not sure that I got many orders in the past week, but it's pre-order for demonstrators, so I definitely got to order some. Hey, Jessie, welcome. So I'm able to count down because we are down to a little over 30,000, guys. I can't hardly believe it. So let me grab this, and we are going to open the number 31 box because now we're under 31,000. Okay, so in this box is assorted ribbon, and that will go to the newest Paper Pumpkin subscriber, which I know who that is. That is Maggie and Ellie Kerr. They were my helpers for a long time, and they have moved on to bigger and better things, and I miss them muchly. But they will get this pack of assorted ribbon to craft with. So, all right. Next, let me just lay that aside there. Hey, Sylvia, you did make it. All right. So I do want to tell you, this month I do have a hostess code that will be on the next screen when I changed over to my other camera. And when you use that hostess code, you will be entered into the drawing for a brand new trimmer. That will be my giveaway this month when your order is $50 or more. So every $50 you will get entered into the drawing for that trimmer. In addition, you will also get the projects that I will be making, that I have made for class this month. I have class here tomorrow, I have class in Mount Airy on Thursday, and I have a class in Chambersburg on Monday. So I do have those projects done. That video will be next Monday night, so you'll get to see those projects. Okay? All right. I have a list here. Make sure I don't forget anything. Okay, so I think that's everything. Right now, what's happening is our holiday catalog is getting ready to retire. There are some items that are on special. Probably not going to be able to tell you all that tonight because, but I did post a list of that. I believe I sent an email with that list. So the other thing is, I just wanted to say that most of you probably got my email today. We had some good news because this is social media. I'm not able to talk about that here, but message me privately and I will make sure that you get the good news. So, okay, are you ready to get started? So I'm very excited. My tip for this week, this is tip number 3, is I'm going to show you a couple of tricks about our trimmer, and I have the box here for the brand new one. And I promise I'm not going to cut with this one. I'm going to just show you some things with this one because I can't seem to find my trimmer. So it's here somewhere. All right, so let me flip over to the other camera and then you can see my trimmer. Okay, so a couple of things about the trimmer. I think one of my favorite things about this newest one is that if you lift this up, you will see these little stops in between here. None of our other trimmers had that. They are raised, and the really cool thing is if I need to trim down a really tiny piece of paper, I can put that right there and it will stop it from moving, and I can just take my cutter and slice straight up through there, and it is just the coolest thing. So that's the best new tip with this cutter. Okay, our other one was fabulous, but it did not have this, and this is a game changer. All right, so hopefully that's my best tip. But I do want to just mention that we do have 6 1/4 inches of table space, of cutting space here before you have to open the extremely long cutter. Now there is just a little bit of issue because they did put both metric and whatever you call what we use. I know what it's called, but it's not coming to me. You guys know. So if I was cutting this little piece right here, or maybe this piece, and I was measuring here, I would have to use centimeters or millimeters because my inches are down here. So that is just a little bit of an issue. But if I am cutting this, I will say, okay, I want this at, say, I want to cut it at 1 1/4. So I will just move the 1 1/4 up, and I'll be like, okay, that's right there. That doesn't happen very often, but it is just, you're welcome, Jessie. It is just a little bit, it's a learning curve. The other thing that I've found with people is, I'm just going to use this piece of paper here, is if you're cutting and you're like, okay, where is the 1 inch mark, or where's the 3 inch mark? The number is before the line for that mark. Okay, so I will be covering the 3 when I'm cutting at 3. All right, another tip that this will be for any cutter, especially cutters that have measurements over here. And I love, we have a whole 1.5 inches on this side, because if I'm cutting 1.5 inches off of a piece of paper, I rarely come down here to 1.5 inches, because then I only have this little amount of space to put against the top, the nice straight edge. So if I want to cut 1.5 inches off, I'm going to put it against here. I have all of this space to make sure that my paper stays straight, and I can come clear out here to the 1.5 inch mark, clear out to the edge, and then I can cut. So small cuts, anything less than 1 3/4 inches will be cut from this side for me anyways. That's what works good for me. Let's see. One thing to note is that this doesn't have a little piece that's interchangeable in here. The cutting track is just empty, and the cutter will press right down through that. But you do want to make sure that it stays clean of debris. So you might take your pick tool and just run down through here and take out any debris that you may have built, like paper will build up down in there, and you'll want to keep that clean. One more thing, and that is, you see the measurements here are really light, and sometimes if I'm using dark paper, and of course I didn't bring any black paper, but if I put this in here, you will see that I cannot see those lines at all. So what some people have done, and because this isn't mine, I'm not going to do this, but I took a strip of yellow just computer paper, and I can tape that right in there so that when I cut with any colored paper, I will be able to see what my measurements are. And this is really important when you're making special folds and cuts and stuff like that, where you need to come down here a certain amount, and you need to see exactly when you're stopping and starting. Okay, so I hope that's helpful. I think I covered all the things that I wanted to tell you. Does anybody have any questions that I didn't possibly answer? I'm going to put that aside. Okay. All right. So I'm going to start with the mini catalog. I think this is the one I have marked. Let me just make sure. Okay. All right. So let me just make sure that we can see this okay. I will move back and forth to the pages. So I'm going to start on page 5. Strong of Heart is the stamp set that I think I demonstrated that last week or for my team, but it is the stamp set that I'm using for a project this month because it is a Make a Difference stamp set. So $3 from the sale of this set goes to Heart Health agencies that help with that. So I love the set, and I didn't want to use it during Christmas because I was working on that, but anyways, yeah. So I'm excited to show you that next week. All right, so I don't have my projects here for that because I'll show you those in the video next week. These are just our kits, and they will be staying around. So this page is our gingerbread and peppermint. I do not have this stamp set. I tried to only get what I thought I was going to be able to use. I will tell you that this is carrying over. Everything else on this, and the craft paper is carrying over, and the ribbon, but everything else on this page is being discontinued. And if you remember, I did a demo with this cute little box and made this adorable little treat box with that pretty pillow box. Okay, I'm going to talk really fast, guys. There's the set. Again, I don't have that. This set here I bought. It goes with the cloche dies and the little plastic things that hold fun stuff. So this set I did do some fun things with, and really think it's a cute set. I added the strawberry set to that. And also our craft gift boxes. They are carrying over, and I thought you might want to see what that looks like. And they have a window in. You can put a big cookie in here, gingerbread man, whatever. I use these as gift boxes for my retreat. And so they have products in there. Okay, so next page. Merry Snowflakes is not carrying over. It's being discontinued. I'm very sad about that. Where are my stamps? Oh, I covered them up. My cards for that. I have 2 of them. This is one I did for a Stamp-A-Stack, and I wanted to show you this because this is a die that just does indentations in the paper. So it's just done on the edge of the paper, on the edge of the card. And I actually, for my card, I did stick a piece of cardstock, glued it down inside, because where this cuts on the edge, it does tend to lift up a little bit. And then this card has some of the cutout snowflakes on it and some of the stamping on it. So it is a beautiful set if you need a snowflake set. Like I said, it is going away. All right, next is Stars Are Shining. I don't have this. That's going, the punch is carrying over, but the stamp set is going away. This one, Great Tidings. Everything's going away. The dies are 50% off. Okay, Painted Christmas. So everything here pretty much is carrying over. Now the dies, of course, will be unbundled, so there will be regular price, so you won't get that 10% discount when you bundle. Let me think here. The Gold Holly Leaves are returning, and returning means that they are going to come back into the holiday catalog, so they won't be available after December, but they will come back in the next holiday catalog. And the same with the designer paper. This is the one designer paper I think that's returning next holiday catalog. Hope that makes sense. And I didn't show you anything with that, did I? Okay, so this is one of the cards, if you remember, that I demoed. I just love the unusual colors in this one, so I grabbed this one to show you. And these little pieces here were cut with these big dies here. And I did want to remind you, some of this stuff you may have seen, some may not have. I did this really pretty hurricane lamp with those dies, and just cut a whole bunch of those out, a bunch of the pine cones, and I also used some of the painted or the Christmas season dies for that. Okay, on and on. Those are just repeating those stamp sets. I have this yellow because the bundles will be going away, so that's why you see the yellow there. All right, next is Word of Cheer. It is retiring. The whole thing's retiring. The dies are 50% off. Snow Wonder is going away. Sad, I just finally bought it. The dies, ouch, are 20% off. I just got a, on the edge of my wood here, I just got a splinter. The dies are 20% off, and I just brought one card to show you. This is one I did for a Stamp-a-Stack with the cute little snowman. And next is the Classic Cloche is being discontinued, along with the Shaker Domes. And that was the one I mentioned earlier with the other set, the Cake Lake Dish set. This set is going away, Encircled in Warmth, but the silver foil paper is staying. It's carrying over. Whimsy and Wonder is going away. Sad, I was a latecomer to that too. I didn't love it at first, but I tell you what, I really grew to love it. I will tell you that the Snowflakes are returning. That means next holiday catalog, they will come back. Everything else is going away. And I just brought a couple of the projects that I had made. So a little box that I used the paper. This card, we just did, I'm trying to think. Oh, I did this with my team for our, our Zoom event. We did that. Okay. Next is the Peaceful Deer. It is carrying over, but it won't be bundled. So you'll be able to purchase it. In fact, there is, I want to say, there's a new stamp with a deer in it. It has other animals that will coordinate with the punch as well. So that's pretty cool. I do have a couple cards with that. I really had fun with that, using some of the designer paper and, of course, the gorgeous ribbon. Some cute cards with that. And they both are the same punch out, and then this comes out of the punch as well. So, okay. All right, the next one is Happy Holidays, and you guys know I love that set. I did that as a Stamps in the Mail class. It is being discontinued, sad to say. And, you know, I had some really gorgeous fun with this stamp set. And I'm going to be sad to see it go. It's a really cute bird. So, anyways, bye-bye. Bye-bye, birdie. All right. This page, Snowbuddy Better. I don't have that, but it's being discontinued. This clear ribbon that I'll be using in my project, or I did use on one of my projects tonight, it's being discontinued. Be Jolly is being discontinued, and Holly Jolly Wishes is being discontinued. I have this set, and I've used it on some cards, but I couldn't put my hands on any of the cards that just had that saying on. So, all right, Sweet Stockings is going bye-byes. Everything on this page is being discontinued. The felt is 15% off, and the grosgrain ribbon is 20% off, and the dies are 50% off. So if you didn't get this set and you want it, it's a great time to get it, because if you buy these separately, you will save a lot more money. Cute cards that I have with this are this card that we did, which was the spinner card with the Give It a Whirl dies. And then this is a little easel card that just stands up like that. And yeah, it was a really, really fun set to play with and make some cute cards. Delivering Cheer, I didn't get this set. It's being discontinued. My daughter wanted it, and I figured she could buy it. The Brush Metallic cardstock is carrying over. So let's talk about Penguin Place. Guys, I know this was unavailable for so long, and it's so sad because it is the cutest doggone set. It is returning. It will be unbundled price, so you won't get the discount. It is available right now, as far as I know. I was just able to order one for a customer that was waiting for it. So it is back on. Here's just a couple of ideas. I thought that I would show you one of the Christmas ideas that I did. That was a little shaker card. And then a couple like birthday ideas. So here he is holding a couple of balloons. And then here he is again with some balloons and packages. So cute, cute little guy. All right, next is Knit Together. It is carrying over. It's a stamp set and, oh, I'm sorry. It's a stamp set, stamp and dies. The dies are not carrying over. They are discounted at 50% off. The stamp will be carrying over. Okay. Then we have the Candy Cane stamp set, which is being discontinued, and the red and green foil sheets being discontinued. And this was a free one that I got on the cruise, I believe, or the free trip to Maui. And this is one of the cards that. Okay. All right, next page. I can't wait to get to the cards I want to show you. Peaceful Place. I'm telling you guys, this is my saddest one. I love this set. I think this one is one that people need because it's not just Christmas. It's very woodsy. It's very country. I had so much fun with this set, and I know you saw a lot of it, but there are so many things that I made. I'm sure that I didn't show all of them. It is being discontinued. The velvet sheets will return. I accidentally yellowed those out. And the Timber 3D embossing folder is carrying over. And the glittered organdy ribbon is carrying over. Thank goodness. That has been sold out for a while. The designer paper is going as well. And so those things you will need if you did not get those yet. And so here's one of the cards that we did with this set. So I'll show you laying down so that you can see. And I used the iridescent paste on that. And then this is a sidestep card. So it sits like this. And it has all these cute little angles to it. Quick and easy card once you learn how to do the folds on that. Okay. Off to the next one. The next one is Arctic Bears. And that is retiring. The dies are 50% off. And you've probably seen the wonderful cards I did with this, with the Northern Lights card there. Here's just a cute little card using the bear, and the Thinking of You card in bright colors. And then hopefully you saw the scrapbook page I did last week using that bear, that little bear die on black paper for a cute little black bear. Okay, and then Bright Bobbles is a set that originally I didn't think that I needed. And I tell you, when I got it, I had a wonderful time with it. And it is being completely discontinued. So you'll remember this stamp, this card that I made. And then this one I used the beautiful, yeah, what's it called? Blackberry Beauty designer paper, which you'll see again. And then the ornament that I did, just to grab a couple of things to show you. I cut out like 4 or 5 of these and glued them together. Okay, and then For Unto Us carried over from the catalog. Wonderful, wonderful set. My Christmas card, which I think I'm going to show you, one of my Christmas cards. I'm using this. I love the sayings here. I will be keeping this set because it has, you know, sayings that, Christian sayings that speak to me. The red velvet is being discontinued. Oh, I didn't show you those cards, did I? Did I? Oh, I didn't. I'll show you that in a minute when I get to that one. The angels are being discontinued. The Merry Medley embossing folder is carrying over. And just a couple of the angel cards that I did. We did this for a Stamp-A-Stack. Gold embossing, and then it's colored with some Wink of Stella, and I think I used blends on that. And then another one of those little cute little twirl cards. In fact, this was my very first one that I did, the turning cards. Okay, then we have the Merriest Moments, which is carrying, it's returning to the holiday catalog. Returning means it's coming over next holiday, but it will be unbundled. And the bundle price right now includes this wonderful hybrid embossing folder, which I only figured out, and you can see they laid it right here, and I didn't see that. But I think I told you last week that I only figured out that it was hybrid, and I was able to make a bunch of these cards, and I was able to cut and score this at the same time with one pass through my Big Shot. So that was awesome. And this is that Hark the Herald Angels Sing that the stamp I told you about. So yeah. And then here's the one we did last month for class, or maybe it was in October we did this for class, with the beautiful, beautiful die. Okay, next is, I better not fold that back, is the Beauty of Tomorrow bundle, which is being retired. The dies are 50% off. The gold shimmer ribbon is retiring. It's 10%. The ephemera pack's 20%. This gorgeous gold ribbon, I'm so happy to say, is carrying over. And the gorgeous designer paper is going away. And I told you that I would just show you that again to show you how absolutely stunning it is. And just such gorgeous paper. And then you'll remember this tower card that I did with the designer papers. So, okay. Okay, Welcoming Woods is the stamp set of the night, guys, that I said I haven't touched until today. When I saw that it was being retired, I was like, but I didn't get to touch it yet. So I pulled it out and decided that's the one I was using tonight. I will show you two cards that I did this evening. I did this slimline card, and I stamped them with gray granite, sponged a little bit with my blending brushes. And I cut this out with, did I bring that in here? With our foam adhesive sheets. I put the white paper on top and cut through the paper and the foam at the same time. And I, used our mini letters for that. And this is the ribbon I told you about that's being retired. It's so pretty. And then I put our shimmery, a bunch of our, shimmery sequins. I can't remember. I have them here somewhere to show you. Yeah, I laid everything here carefully so that I could show you, and I don't know where I laid it carefully. But anyways, yeah, it's not here. But anyways, here's another one that I did. And I'm going to show you tonight really quickly how I did the coloring behind there. But isn't that just so stunning? I love the trees. They're not tall, so you have to make sure you do it on a narrow piece. I did catch, I got this a little bit too far up. I don't like to see that when you're stamping that piece. But anyways, I'm going to show you that project in a minute. We're almost finished and through here. The next set that's going away is our gorgeous leaves. And you guys know I love that set and use that a ton. You remember we did this card. This was for a Stamps in the Mail class that I did. And then this beauty with all the fun metallic stuff going on. And the shimmer paste. And so that's going away. Pretty Pumpkins is going away. Sad to say. Another set that I really had a lot of fun with. This is one that I showed when I was showing you how to use the chalks on the black paper. And basically making a paste out of that and coloring over a white embossed image. And then this is one that just basically shows all the dies in the set and it's just fun. So I thought I would show you that one. The stamps and the dies in the set. So, all right. And then the squirrels is carrying over. That's been a popular one. I do not own that one, but I've seen a lot of people using it. Now the Halloween stuff, I don't have any of this, but I do have the ribbon, and it is carrying over. So that means it will stay available in the next catalog. Everything else on here is retiring. This is retiring. The black glitter paper is retiring. The cats are retiring. The Harvest Meadow collection. The stamp sets and dies are carrying over. And I wrote unbundled here, but it didn't say that it was going to be unbundled, so I can't promise you on that. I'm not positive. The Time Worn embossing folder is carrying over, and the brush metallic adhesive dots are carrying over. Everything else on the page is being discontinued. And this is a card that we did, the tower card that we did with the designer paper. That's really pretty. And this is one of the cards I have with the gorgeous stamp set. So like I said, I can't promise that that's going to have a bundled price when it carries over. And that's just that set. The Heartfelt Wishes is being discontinued. I couldn't find my cards with that. I know I used it a lot, but I couldn't like find them in a couple seconds. Heartwarming Hugs is being discontinued. Sparkle of the Season is being discontinued. The dies are 40% off. I want to tell you, if you don't want the stamp set, guys, get the dies. I'm only going to show you a couple of the cards, but I love, love, love these dies. There's lots of tiny little pieces. There's a little pumpkin in there. Lots of different little leaves, pine boughs, and different things. But these swirly dies are just, So this is the first card that I did. And I did this for a Stamp-A-Stack, and it only has just the black cutout. And I did use the stamps on the Stamparatus to get the circular pattern there. And I used the Merry Christmas, so it has some really pretty sayings. And then this one we just did with the Sparkle of the Season paper, not the Sparkle, oh shoot, I forget what it's called now, with those tall skinny trees. But anyways, you can see here I cut out two of the dies and laid them together, and it just makes a beautiful wreath. So gorgeous, gorgeous dies and great discount. Okay, Star-Crossed embossing folder is not staying, and it's 20% off. Little Delights is retiring. This set, Reflected in Nature, is retiring. I bought that set, I think, and I haven't touched it, but I couldn't do more today. I still have my stamp room to clean up for class tomorrow. Time of Giving is retiring, and this one, again, the stamp set didn't catch me, but the dies are just gorgeous. If you check out what the dies do here, very cute set. Thinking of You, or Thinking Thanks and Peace, retiring. Well defined. Wonderful Gems are retiring. They're 15% off, so you might want to grab some of those. Joyful Life is retiring. And last but not least, Festive and Bright bundle is retiring. And those dies are 50% off. Now, those dies only cut out these, so I don't think it's something that you would benefit from on their own. All right, guys, that is it for the catalog. Let me grab the supplies that I have to show you tonight. Again, I'm using the stamp set, Welcoming Woods. Okay, so there's the stamp set. And I'm going to sort of case this card and sort of case Mary Fish, so who cased this card. So we're doing it just a little bit different, and I'm doing it a little bit different too. So I barely fit my stamp on is this E-block? Yeah, E-block. It just fits. And then this little stamp, you might look at it and go, what in the world is that for? And I'm going to show you that in a sec. Let me turn this light off. That sort of adds a horrible... Right there. Okay, let me grab my scrap paper. And I'm going to... I did already put a few things together. I will show you. Using Sahara Sand cardstock, I cut with the rectangle dies, the second one from the biggest, I believe. And I have a piece of 3" by 5½ inch of Calypso Coral, and I ran it through the Bark 3D embossing folder. Okay, so that's my background, and now we're going to work on the front part. I figured you would all know how to do that part. I'm going to bother you with that. Now, I decided before I stamp, I'm going to get my color laid down because I want to move the tree color, and you know, I'm afraid it will smudge a little bit because these are water-based inks. So I'm using Calypso Coral, Balmy Blue, and maybe some Pool Party. I don't know. My yellow is Daffodil Delight, and soft suede will be the color that I use for the trees. Now, let me grab, I was going to use a tan, but I think I got rid of that ink pad. Okay, let's start with the orange. That will be our sun. Actually, I'm going to start with blue. I'm going to do a bit of a water scene on this one. And so I'm going to start on my scrap paper and just bring this in here. Sometimes you get lots of color and the next time you don't. So it's very strange. Like sometimes you're just like, okay, why am I not getting color on there? So I want this just at the very bottom. So that's why I'm being really careful not to get it too, you can see that the swirl motion definitely gives me more color. Looks like I smudged that already. Okay, so the next one I'm going to do is the Calypso Coral. And this one is going to be probably too bright. And I'm just going to, this is going to be somewhat of a sunrise or sunset. I just want to fill this in above the blue. Okay, and the next I'm going to go with the yellow, my daffodil, and I'm going to come back in here and put a little more Calypso in here. The sunset needs to be a little bit more effective. Okay. And then we're going to come back in with some blue for the sky. And I'm going to try to get that really dark. Sorry, I'm shaking everything here. I want to get that down to meet the yellow, but I don't want to turn the yellow too green. Okay, I think that's going to work pretty good. I can always add a little bit more after I stamp my trees. Okay, so I'm going to ink this with soft suede. When I open these new pads, sometimes it seems like the plastic has shredded and gotten on the pad. It's there. So I'm going to stamp this. I want to make sure they're all on the spot. Oh, is that gorgeous or what? The detail is incredible. I think these are birch trees. And then one more. All right, so now we have our whole scene there. And like I said, I can come back and add some more color if I need to. Now, one more thing, I'm going to take this stamp, and it's a little tricky figuring out where it goes. And what you'll see is empty space where the tree trunk will be. So I have to look at this and go like, okay, which tree is this meant to go with? And does it go this way? And so you just turn it till you get it to the right spot. I'm not sure if you can see that from where you are, but so here's the empty spot. There's a little hole there. You can see where that trunk of the tree is going to fit right there. Here's another tiny little spot for the tiny tree, and here's a spot for the medium tree, and then here's a spot for the larger tree, and so on. Okay, so I'm going to ink that in the soft suede again, and I'm going to do it right here where the water is meeting the sunrise or the sunset. And so now I'm just going to line up with my trees. See how that makes that ground look, and you've got the water underneath here. And then this one, I did find that this edge piece extends so that you get to the edge of your paper. And but when you go to stamp it for the second tree, it will stamp over top, which isn't terrible. It didn't look bad on my other one, but I think I'm going to just stick this here so that it doesn't do that to this one. So I'm just covering that little bit of a tree. I moved it over a little bit too far, so I didn't get but there you go. And this I missed a little bit. It makes it pretty good so that you should be able to cover it if you get it in the right spot, but it's a little hard because I'm used to putting my head right over top and looking down. So there you go. Is that beautiful or what? Those trees are just so yummy. I don't know what it is about birch trees that just really, I don't know. There's just something special about them. I don't think I'm going to add more color. I think I like what I have. Now I'm going to take, let me close this because I'm going to make a mess if I don't. I'm going to take my cord. Which one do I want? From my Baker's Twine Essentials pack. I think I'm going to use this one that's more crumb cake-ish. I used the gray granite on the other card that I showed you. And I just want to wrap this around twice. So I'll get a decent amount there. Obviously not enough. Okay. And I don't want to cover where I stamped here, so I'm going to move it up a little bit. And then I cross it here, and then I take it down and cross it under the second piece so that both pieces are pulled together. And then I can tie, and I hate to waste this, so I'm gonna, sorry, I'm a waste not kind of girl. So I'm gonna just shorten this a little bit. I don't need quite all of that. Okay, try this again. Across both of those, and then I can tie my bow. Okay, and we'll give it a little snip if I can find my scissors. All right, and then I have my tag already stamped from the stamp set, and I will just pop that on here with some baby dimensionals if I can get to them. I like to put my dimensionals on either side of my ribbon or cord, so I'm not sure if I can make that happen, but I'm going to put a couple on here. And oops, that's not what I wanted to do. I'm just going to stagger them because I don't need that many, but I want the cord to go in between there. Uh-oh. Didn't get that completely off of there. There we go. Okay, let's get some adhesive on the back of this, and we are ready to put this together. Isn't that stunning? I just think that tree's so gorgeous. So I'm so happy that my stamp got used. If I decide to sell it now, it is definitely used. And that way, thanks, Jessie. That way it's, yeah. Jessie, can you message me with your address so that I can send you a Christmas card and info about, do you get the info about my meetings? Okay, thanks guys. Thanks Jessie for coming back. I'm so sorry about the glitch with Facebook. I don't know what was going on, but obviously it got fixed on this connection. So take care. Have a great week. I will see you next Monday for the projects of the month and some more tips.